Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. So I'm going to be analyzing over 20 pairs. This is going to be the longer version of this video. Analyzing all the pairs, showing you my thought process behind every pair, and I feel like this is going to help you guys to grow. So let us see what we have for next week, hopefully. Right. So coming over to my screen right now, let us see what we have here. So of course we always delete everything and then we start to analyze again. So first pair, let's see. Euro NZD, daily is bullish, weekly is also bullish, and let's see, 4 hour is also bullish. I can't really find any particular place to enter this trade, right? So I don't think there's any need for us to actually take this pair. So next pair, NZD JPY. I actually believe that NZD JPY will continue going bearish, right? Because I remember last week I just closed this trade because it was already Friday. There was no more session strong enough to actually take us down here, as you can clearly see, right? So let's delete everything again. I want to see what we have. So daily time frame is bearish. Weekly time frame is also bearish. Weekly time frame is also bearish. 4-hour time frame is also bearish, right? So we should be looking for sells. We should be looking to sell these markets. Just hold on a minute, I'm thinking. 1-hour time frame. 1-hour time frame. This market is not as clean, but let's go over to the 4-hour again. Even the 4-hour area of interest that I'm seeing here is not as clean. Let's see. We can use this as the area of interest, but it's a risky one. Let's go to the 1-hour. I still believe this trade could have a shift of structure like this for us to keep on selling, but I'm not sure if I'm ready to add this pair for the week. It's very confusing. As you can see, you saw me thinking a lot. It's very confusing, right? So I'll just keep it close, then let us see what we have in other pairs. So GBP price is basically at the highest high. I don't think there's anything there for us to actually see or take, right? So there's no need to analyze that pair. Euro AUD, I'll still be paying attention to this particular pair, but let us see what we have here. So the daily time frame, now I'm not going to lie, daily time frame is actually bullish right now, right? The daily time frame is actually bullish right now, which is one of the things I don't want to really see, right? The daily time frame is actually bullish. You have a strong area of interest right here, right? Multiple touches. Let's delete everything. Let's start again. So we have a strong area of interest right here, right? We have 1, 2, let's see here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rejection from area of interest. For some reason, I'm still interested in this trade. I'm seeing that the daily is actually bullish, right? Weekly is bearish, right? Weekly is still bearish, and 4-hour time frame will be clearly bullish. Or let's see. So 4-hour time frame will be clearly bullish, right? So it's clearly bullish. All this price action here is bullish. So for us to sell, now I'm not. What do I do? All right. So here's what I'm thinking, right? I feel like this is still me breaking my rules, but It's just clean enough. Now, until price action have to do this before we even be paying attention to this market. Until price action decide to actually come all the way down here and have a retracement for us to sell before we even be interested in taking this market. So I'll still put this market at the sidelines just because I don't know which pairs are going to give us the opportunity that we are looking for this week. But this right here is a clean enough setup, right? I can see price clearly going up, having a lot of price action around this area. Clearly, price was reacting from that area somehow. Then we are having some form of left head, right shoulder, even if this other shoulder is still bigger, right? So we are having some form of left head, right shoulder. And EMA is currently holding price as support. So if price can actually come all the way down here and have a retracement back to somewhere around here, I can actually be paying more attention to this market at that time, right? But I'm telling you right now, the daily time frame is actually bullish, and that's where the major turn off is for me, right? So I don't need price as price broke above this area, above this high right here. That's what made price bullish, right? So in this case, I'll call price bullish, and I'll call here the higher high, and I'll call here the higher low in this case. Now you can see where it's tricky, right? Because this looks like the higher high, and this looks like the higher low, right? But in this case, I'll just call this the higher high and call this the higher low. So that's why this trade is tricky. But price is going to have to come all the way down here, then have a retracement for us to enter this, to even be interested for us to. Price is going to have to come all the way down here, have a retracement for us to even be interested in taking this market. So until price does that, I'll not be paying too many attention or too much attention to this market. I can already see a round psychological level right here too as well. So let's draw it. 1.78 thousand. So I will just put this market as one of the best for this week for now and see what we have. So uh Euro USD, another pair for this week. So Euro USD has been bullish and it seems to have just switched to bearish right now. So are we going to sell? Right, because clearly I can see that the momentum is like a bullish market. So let's see how the weekly is bullish. The weekly time frame is bullish. The daily time frame is bearish. We just closed below this low, making this now the new lower low, and this the new lower high, right? So 4 hour time frame. 4 hour time frame is also bearish. So we have two time frames in sync, which is the daily and the 4 hour time frame. So technically, according to the strategy, we are supposed to be selling from around here, right? Euro USD, we are supposed to be selling from around here. So let me delete all these things right here. And let us look for a round psychological level. We should have a round psychological level. Alright, we have a round psychological level 1.17 thousand, right? 1.17 thousand. So we have a round psychological level there. We have some should I call it head and shoulders, right? So Euro USD next week, we are looking for sales. Let's see how the 1 hour is looking. Now on the 1 hour time frame, we can't really sell from here because for price to shift structure, it has to. Price is still okay. Price is still bearish. Okay, you can decide to sell from there, but I feel it will be too risky. Price is still bearish, so this is basically the break, the retracement, and this is the engulfing. There's multiple engulfing here, but you see that price was still bullish to this market. Let's look at the daily time frame. Euro USD, the bias for next week is potential sales, right? But what I would like to see is maybe a doji here on the 4 hour time frame, and then I can't find any clean area too. All right, this is what I'm thinking on Euro USD. So I just post this video a little bit just to think on what to do. So we are supposed to be selling from this area. So what I'm expecting price to do is either give us a doji here and an engulfing here on the 4 hour time frame, right? To confirm that maybe there are sellers in this market or there are sellers from this area of interest, right? If not, we'll just have to wait for price to get to around the neckline of this head and shoulders, right? As you can see, minor head and shoulders, and then we'll sell from there. So basically, I'll keep you guys updated on this particular pair, Euro USD, because it's still a little bit tricky for me right now. Even if we know where we are supposed to be selling, but where to enter is where the issue is, right? So we technically supposed to be waiting for a shift of structure, but you see that price do not have a lot of structure here, even on the 30 minutes time frame, right? I don't want to go to the 15 minutes time frame. It never really works for me, right? So I'll keep you guys updated on this pair, Euro USD. And let us see other pairs that we have. So CAD JPY daily time frame, let's see. Let's delete everything. So this time frame, daily time frame is daily time frame is bullish. Let me read it again. Okay, daily time frame is bullish on CAD JPY. Weekly time frame is bullish. So we have two time frame in sync so far. But I'd like to see what the 4 hour is saying. 4 hour time frame is also bullish. So we have all three time frame in sync. So which area of interest are we going to use here? So this is the area of interest I can see here on the daily time frame, and it makes more sense for us to have a break and retest above here to be able to buy. So let us see how it looks on the 4 hour again. Alright, so on the 4 hour time frame, you can see that the area of interest is even more cleaner, right? So we can just continue this buying momentum that we are seeing right now. As you can see, we have been buying recently. So that's what I'm looking to see on CAD JPY. Right, let's go to the 1 hour time frame. So 1 hour time frame is also bullish. So we'll just wait for price to have a break and retest above this area to buy. Simple. Right, so is there a round psychological level here? We have round psychological level 1.7 107,500, right? So we have round psychological level 107,500. So CAD JPY, we are waiting for a break and retest to buy. AED JPY. So let's delete everything. AED JPY daily time frame is bullish, right? Daily time frame is bullish. Weekly time frame is bullish. 4 hour time frame is 4 hour time frame was bearish, switch bullish, and now I can't even see it. 4 hour time frame is what? Bullish or bearish? Can't see it. Right, I'm not going to be forcing a trade if the trade is not there. Next pair, GBP CHF is bearish. I remember this pair. This pair is not really good to trade, but price can react from this area to the upside. 4 hour time frame All right, so let me explain what I am seeing here on GBP So let's go over to the weekly again. Right, so weekly time frame, as you can see, like I keep mentioning, this is a historical low, right? So let's just draw lines there. So price came here, rejected up strongly. As you can see, it came to this around this line, right? So price has come around this line multiple times, and as you can see from that line, it has a very strong buying momentum. From that line, has a very strong buying momentum. Close to around that line, it has a buying momentum, very strong one. Multiple times that happened. This is from the weekly time frame, right? Now on the daily time frame, you can see that price has been bearish coming to this area, and we are having an engulfing candle here on the daily time frame, right? We're having an engulfing candle on the daily time frame. Now I'm not trying to force this particular trade, but you can clearly see that price seems to have reacted from this area two times before now, and it seems to be reacting from this area again for the third time, right? So 4 hour time frame on the other hand, you can see that it has been clearly bearish, right? Clearly bearish. Now 4 hour time frame is actually still bearish at the moment, but what if we can get something like this, like a trend line break, like a trend line break and retest like this to buy, hoping that the weekly time frame is going to give us that buying momentum that we are looking for. What if, right? So I don't know, that's what's going on in my mind right now. Let us see. The 1 hour time frame is not even that clean. So I don't know if I'm going to add this pair for the week. So let's just keep it somewhere first. NZD seems like this market this week is not even that great. NZD is another pair. Let us see. So as you can clearly see right now, is that price was bullish and it has switched bearish. This one you don't even need to read market structure, you can just clearly see it. Right, weekly time frame is also bearish right now. As you can see, this right here, the area of interest is actually a weekly area of interest. So it's a very, very strong area of interest. Is there a round psychological level there? No, there's no round psychological level around that area. So let's look at the 4 hour time frame. Oh no, the 4 hour time, I think the trade has already played out. This is where we're supposed to be in. Seems like the trade has already played out. But on a normal day, we are supposed to be waiting for a retracement back into somewhere around this area, like here, to sell. I don't think this is going to happen this week. So NZD, it just makes more sense for a retracement to happen to somewhere around this area for us to sell, right? But I don't actually believe that it's going to happen soon or next week, right? I don't actually believe it's going to happen soon or next week. All right. GBP USD. GBP USD is currently, let's delete everything. GBP USD is currently bearish, right? So GBP USD is currently bearish. We have an area of interest right here, as you can see. We have an area of interest right here. So we have multiple rejections from this area. As you can see right here, the price came here, rejected down from here. When it was above, rejected up. When it was above, rejected up. Same thing here. Now, when it was above here again, rejected up strongly. When it was down, it rejected down strongly. So now that we are below area of interest and market structure is actually currently bearish, right? I'm looking to see how price can continue selling. So let's see the weekly time frame. Weekly time frame is bearish, I think. 4 hour time frame. 4 hour time frame is clearly bearish. So I think this is a very similar pair to Euro USD. I think they have similar price action. right here, right? So basically, we are looking for where to sell this market, right? So I want to see the 4 hour turn. Is currently bearish. I want to see the 4 hour have a doji and an engulfing for us to sell this market, basically, right? So let's see how the 1 hour is looking. 1 hour time frame, on the other hand, is still is bearish, right? So there's another pair for the week. I'll keep you guys updated on this pair because I still want to see a shift of structure to enter, right? AED JPY, AED card, daily time frame. Daily time frame is bearish. I mean bullish. For a weekly time frame, also bullish. 4 hour time frame is bearish. AED card is not a clean price action for me, right? AED card is not a clean price action for me. So let's go to Euro GBP. Euro GBP daily time frame. Daily time frame is bullish. Daily time frame is bullish, but we have rejected from this area twice before. You guys can see what I'm saying, right? So daily time frame is bullish. Like you can see here, it was bullish before, but it have rejected from somewhere around this area very strongly. Then it came back again, rejected from this area very strongly. So what are the chances that it will not reject from this area strongly again? Right? So that's one thing to keep in mind. So I'm still open-minded to check if this market is really bullish or bearish, right? So that is what the daily is telling us. Weekly time frame, as you can see from the weekly time frame around this area, price rejected it just like this and sold strongly like this. Same thing around, same thing here. So let us see how the 4 hour is looking. 4 hour time frame is bullish, right? So 4 hour time frame is still currently bullish, but for some reason I'm actually tilting towards selling this market, right? Because I'm expecting that price to repeat itself again, right? We have seen it happen in the past, and I believe that it should happen again, right? So I'm going to use this area of interest, right? I'm going to use this area as my area of interest. Now, you understand why this trade might be a little bit risky. It's because the entire time frame are bullish so far, right? But we are expecting that price should have the same reaction he had before, right? So this is price being bullish. If price can break under this level, the 4 hour at least, the 4 hour time frame at least will turn bearish, right? So we can use the 4 hour and the 1 hour to actually try to sell this market when price is bearish on the 4 hour time frame, right? So let's go. If I go over to the 1 hour, you see that that area of interest is actually cleaner on the 1 hour time frame, right? So it's a not so strong trade. It's a not so strong trade because we are using just lower time frames to trade this market. But a clean break and retest below these areas actually will be good, right? A clean break and retest below this area will be good. So let me add this for these pairs for this week. AED USD. Daily time frame. Daily time frame is man, I don't weekly time frame. Weekly time frame is clearly bullish, right? But daily time frame, I can't really tell. I can call this the higher high and this the higher low in this case, right? I can just simply call this the higher high and higher low. Then, expecting some form of bullish momentum. Let us see what we have. So, so the daily time frame might be bearish, but I'm calling this the higher high and this the higher low, making this market structure bullish. So weekly is bullish, daily is technically either bullish or bearish, but I'm calling it bullish. And the 4 hour time frame is clearly bearish right now, right? So it's still risky to buy this market, by the way, right? Because 4 hour time frame is not even clearly bullish. So I'm thinking on what to do. This market, this market, I'm not going to be paying attention to this market, right? Is to me it's a little bit too risky. But just have in mind that price could react off of this area to buy, right? USD card, USD card is bullish. USD card is bullish on the daily time frame. On the weekly time frame, it's also bullish or not bullish. I'm not paying attention to that market. USD NZD card daily time frame. All right, I like NZD card. Let me explain what I'm seeing here on NZD card. So NZD card is one trade that I was looking to sell here at some point, right? So I'm trying to remember if I actually took any trade there, but it looks like market sold, right? But that's not the point, right? The point here is that we have a minor left head, right shoulder right now, right? It has a clean market structure, right? We have 3 rejection from current area of interest. So all these 3 rejection happened between August and September, right? So price has clearly respected this area recently, right? So we have a left head, right shoulder, and price have rejected from this area recently. So that is and the daily time frame is actually bearish, and we don't have around psychological level. So let's see, weekly time frame is actually bearish right now. So weekly time frame is also bearish. Then 4 hour time frame 4 hour time frame is also bearish, right? So you see that this market is a clean one for me. So I'll be waiting for a retracement back to around here to sell, right? On the on the 1 hour time frame, I'll simply wait for price to get back to area of interest. The 1 hour time frame on NZD card to me is not that clean. Clearly, market is actually bearish, but all this consolidation right here has market structure, right? So if 1 hour comes here and the structure looks clean enough, I'll wait for a break and retest again on the 1 hour time frame just to enter the trade, right? Because I'm not trying to like rush the market. Clearly, this market is supposed to be coming to area of interest bullish, so that we'll wait for a shift of structure and then I engulf in for us to enter this trade. But clearly, it's still bearish, but price is moving up. So if this is bearish, would have waited for a retracement and engulfing like this to enter. But clearly, price has broken above all these highs. So I'll still be calling this market bullish, even if clearly it has not really broken below this low, right? Just to be safe, right? Just to be safe. But this price action is actually way more cleaner here on the 4 hour time frame, right? So we just need price to retrace back into this area of interest for us to look for reasons to sell this market. So NZD card, let's just add it for the pairs for the week. When I'm done analyzing, I'll explain why I'll choose the pairs I'm willing to take for this week. Euro JPY on the other hand, daily time frame, everything is looking very bullish. Let's see, next pair, USD JPY. USD JPY is bullish, right? USD JPY is bullish, and I can see on the daily time frame we have an area of interest right here, right? So we have this area of interest right here. So reaction from here, reaction from this area, and now price is actually currently above that area right now, right? So that is that for the daily. I'm going to be working with the daily and the 4 hour in this case. So 4 hour time frame on the other hand is actually bullish too as well. So we have 2 time frame in sync. what we'll simply be waiting for is a retracement back to somewhere around the area to buy, right? So if price gets to area, I'll be waiting to see how the 1 hour looks for me to buy this market too as well. So I'll just put it for the pairs for this week. GBP JPY. GBP JPY. I'm not necessarily interested in this trade. And the last pair for the week, GBP card. It's very confusing, right? Let's see. GBP card. This market structure is actually bearish. So let's see here. Daily time frame is, well, bullish. Man, I'm not trying to force any trade anymore. I'm not going to be forcing this trade. But I actually feel like this trade could have a very strong reaction from this area to sell. So clearly there's a lot of market structure here. So there's potential for this market to actually sell from here. But I'm not going to be entering this market personally, right? So let us see the market that we have this week. So we're done analyzing all the 20 pairs for the week. So